welcome to another Leica review. Today we are going to be reviewing Leica's very famous telephoto lens 90mm Summicron f2 Apple. Well, this is the best lens Leica produces in the 90mm focal length. Now, there are other lenses in the Leica's lineup. The Summicron 2.4 was being produced. There was 2.5 also. But those are not the spherical lenses that this one has. And this is the apochromatic correction, which allows the capturing of images in the best possible way, where when you view the MFT charts, it gives this very flat lines. But the reason for this lens and the choice of the lens is beyond just capturing great images. It's the fact that it's a very versatile lens, whether you're using it for portraiture or whether you're using to photograph objects that are isolated in the distance. For example, if you are photographing a valley, you may want to focus on a particular segment where, for example, where the river winds, or a particular tree that you would want to capture. And it's for this reason this very accurate lens can be used. Now, for our intents and purposes, when we were putting together this article, this review, I wanted to capture images both as portraits and otherwise, so that you can see how it can be used in versatile ways. Now, 90mm focal length is not something new in the Leica's lineup. Since 1959, it has been produced. Now, basically, at the time of its production, it was put out as Almirate, which was the f2.8, and it went all the way up to middle of 1974, 75, and it was still being produced. But this new lens, which is one of the newer versions of the lens that came out, that works perfectly with digital cameras, and not the film cameras, but the digital cameras, because it has the 6-bit coding. It has been designed to work with the sensors to render very crisp and accurate images, is the reason why you would want to choose this lens. Now, beyond that, you will see that this lens has a protrusion quite considerable, but if you were to compare this to one of the DSLR lenses, you will find that the DSLR lenses are far larger, which allows a photographer to take this camera outdoors if he wishes to, or you could use it for other reasons, like, for example, even if you're doing for street photography, you could sit at a point and use this spatial advantage of capturing images when the objects are moving within your line of view. Now, the line of view, of course, the angling, because it's narrower, will give a particularly different renditioning than a wider angle lens like the 35 or the 24. But this should not deter you from attempting to use this in multiple circumstances. And it's for that reason I always tell my students and those who attend my workshops is to try a variety of lenses and choose the one that suits you best for your telephotic purposes. For example, Leica also produces 75mm and a 135mm lenses. Now, I have used various of them, I own them all, but my particular choice would be the 90mm for most purposes, or I may choose, if I'm attempting an artistic perspective, choose one of the 75mm from Dr. Mendler's times, because it has a very distinct look. And that was also the favorite lens of Dr. Mendler, which I certainly agree. So to cap it up, it's an f2 lens with a beautifully constructed structure and rendering incredibly crisp images. The vignetting is almost unnoticeable after f4. So I strongly suggest that if you have the funds and your capabilities of using camera that is very capable, like an M, is to go and purchase it. Thank you.